We're going into the news review segment where we get to have a conversation around some of the topical issues, bring you varying perspectives, and invite you to join us with your thoughts, your comments, and contributions. So send us your thoughts via the WhatsApp number, and you can join us on social media. We're live on YouTube, we're streaming on Facebook, ChannelOne TV, and we're very interactive on X, very engaging on Instagram, and you can enjoy some exclusive video content from ChannelOne TV on TikTok as well. This morning I have in studio three gentlemen. We have Lamteg Apanga, the acting deputy CEO of the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Council, good morning, good to see you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
And then we have Larry Dogbe, he's the managing editor of the Herald newspaper. So Larry, good morning, good to see you. And Alfred Thompson is also here. He's a member of the New Patriotic Party NPP's communications team. Alfred, good morning. Good to see you. It's good to have you.
Nice to see you.
Right.
I said Lamchik is also a member of the NDC communication team. I mean, why do you put mine as MPP communication and you put him as gaming commission? He came on behalf of NDC.
Well,
unless you want to say that Larry came on behalf of NDC.
I am at the Gaming Commission by virtue of my...
But you came by virtue of the fact that you're an NDC communicator.
It is well. I take it.
We'll take it in good faith.
I would never run away from my party. I mean...
Larry is representing the people of Ghana.
Not NDC.
No.
Okay.
No.
Would you have allowed me to represent them?
I don't mind. Anybody who can should come. I just want it to be spelled out.
How about representing MPP?
You would welcome that.
Do you want to represent MPP?
No, I'm asking. How about
Do
representing
you
MPP?
want to represent MPP?
Would you have him represent?
Would you have
MPP?
me?
We'll have to, take him through the school.
Right.
There's a school.
There's a school.
Indoctrination.
We've opened the Patriotic Institute. So you need to understand and appreciate
You're learning from
ideals.
the
Ideals.
You're learning from the NDC.
Whether we are learning from NDC, we've already said a long time ago that we needed to open the school so that people would appreciate what MPP stands for. So once you are coming to represent MPP, you need to go through the school to appreciate us very well. So you don't come and make mistakes. You don't come and reset. You don't come and reset.
What MPP stands for.
You don't come and reset MPP.
All right, let's get into our issues for today. We're starting off from Kasoa, where unfortunately we witnessed a fire outbreak. I was here lamenting about the fact that it's as though New Year's are synonymous with market fires.
That's
Every New Year, we're seeing market fires across various parts of the country. And then unfortunately, videos started popping up of an altercation between fire officers and civilians, one of them happening to be a journalist. The government has condemned it. We've seen a statement from Felix Kwasi-Ofosu. The fire service itself says it's tasked an internal commission to investigate it. Ghana Police Service also says it is investigating the same issue. But, Council, how did we get here? Is it that fire officers have been attacked too many times that now they have dropped the professionalism and have taken the law into their own hands to do their own thing? Or they are just frustrated?
Anyway, good morning to you and good morning to your listeners. And let me just take a minute to say a Happy New Year to my people, particularly my people from Nabdam, that I wish them a Happy New Year. Pray that this year will be a better year. And of course, let me also go to Ayawaso East, where we lost the MP there. I mean, I used to live in Mamobi, so I'm a native, more or less, of the community.
Were you there when he went to Parliament?
I had moved. I was just moving out from the area when he went to Parliament. Right. So my condolences to the family of the MP Nassar and the people of Ayawaso East. To your issue, I think that it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that we must condemn this act of violence by persons who are trained to be able to control their temperament and control it better. I'm saying this because ordinarily people don't get trained and they can act and go overboard. But when you are a police officer, security officer, you have gone through some level of training and tolerance to be able to appreciate that you are there serving the public. And no amount of provocation should cause you to beat up the people you are going to protect. I mean, you are there to protect lives and properties.
True.
And these same lives and lives are the ones that you are now attacking. what are you there then to serve? To serve? It's very unfortunate. It should not be accepted in any way. And I pray that the call for investigations and the investigation have started should not just be one of the ordinary statements we hear. Oh, investigations is underway, it's ongoing, and it stays there. We never hear anything. At least let's get some feedback. And I pray that the media house involved, Class FM, will also not sit back. They should follow up to the latter. And lastly, we don't want to hear anything about, oh, there's been some understandings and some compromise here and there. I mean, let's see it. So it will serve as a deterrent to others. Because a few times we have these things going on, and then we are told that, oh, there's behind the scenes negotiation, the officers involved have apologized, they've agreed to some terms, and then whether money change hands or not, it's not even so important. But the effect is that we allow some of these things to go on, and it sets as bad examples for people, because see, the public is also watching. If police officers or fire officers are beating up people like this, then ordinary people think that, oh, it is all right if someone also does something wrong, we can also go ahead and we saw it leading to the death of Major Mahama.
Yeah.
And that's quite unfortunate. We all must understand that in every circumstance we should exercise the highest level of restraint. What if this gentleman had died? What if in the process he has sustained permanent injuries that he cannot even work anymore? You've just ended his life, ended his career, caused a lot of pain to his family. So I would urge the fire service authorities to investigate this matter. And of course, the video is out there. We know the officers who were involved. We know the officers who were at the scene at the time of the thing. Let's have proper investigations. Let's get to the bottom of the matter, so that, you know, a few of these violent situations even encourage our youth sometimes also get into violent situations. And so let's try and end these things. But more importantly, on the matter of fire incidents during the festive seasons, it's a bit curious and worrying. But what we have failed to realize is that we also don't enforce some of the bylaws and the rules that we all set out to. I mean, you go to market centers, there are a lot of illegal connections. You've seen naked cables all over the place. You've seen cooking activities going on. And sometimes, who is even monitoring when the market closes? Who is going to ensure that they put off everything and then the place is well secured before they close? And so I would urge that the authorities in charge of marketplace, particularly the local assemblies, should also set up. I mean, we should move away from the regular rituals where every festive season we're having one fire outbreak or the other. I mean, we are losing properties, people are losing their livelihood, people may even be losing their lives in the course of this. And so I will urge that we do that to reduce these fire incidents in the future.
Very well. Larry, the excuse being used as a justification is that the initial gentleman who was being assaulted is alleged to have been part of a group of looters. But if you look at the video, even if it is true, the fire service now engages in mob justice. This is quite worrying, the video that we saw. And for the journalist, he also alleges that he had some amount of money on him after the attack. He's lost a significant, substantial amount.
10,200.
Yes.
Yeah.
10,200 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
In his bag.
Yeah.
And then, he took it there.
Maybe also on his way from the bank
Oh,
going to the bank, or he has just received his Christmas bonus.
Yeah.
I don't know journalists receive such
Christmas bonus, 20K. Hey,
No, it's
10,000.
no, he says
10,200.
total sum was 20K. 10,200 is missing.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's
Well,
what he
the
says.
person took the money and then took away the...
Yeah, he said even his phone was taken from him, but the intervention of Nako, is it Koyo, the MP for the area. The phone has been returned, but the money remains unaccounted for. We've seen the videos, we've seen the faces of the officers. How soon should we expect a report of the investigations?
I associate myself with lawyers' remarks, his initial remarks about the meetings and so on and all that, and then also with Alfred. Alfred didn't give us chicken.
Is he laughing?
He should have, but he didn't. So once
When
it's
he
here,
has power, I'll give you a chicken.
oh, okay. So we should
Oh,
wait
this
until
should
he
be
comes to
good.
power.
That the chicken may turn into an ostrich.
confirm.
Because it will take a long time to come to power.
Yo, really, yeah.
You see, it's very unfortunate that we are back to discussing some of these things again. Because sometime last year, we saw how during one of the by-elections, a police officer assaulted a journalist. The IGP promised us that something, or the police administration promised us that something was going to happen. It never happened. That journalist has also stopped talking.
Yeah.
Or the institution that he works for, they've also stopped talking. That is one. Secondly, we also saw during, I think, one of the demolition exercises on the Spintex Road, where military officers or a military officer assaulted a journalist of the multimedia group. The military administration promised us that something was going to happen. The defense minister then, or the defense ministry, also promised us that something was going to happen.
True.
It never happened. The journalist went on air, spoke at length, I read some of his pieces that he wrote and posted on social media.
I think Carlos Caloni.
Thank you. Thereafter, he stopped talking. His media house also stopped talking. Why, or what accounts for that?
We don't know.
We don't know. Now, the GJ also, issued a statement. I remember June 4 did a press conference, talked about attack on journalists and so on. And that journalists are performing their constitutional duties. Again, and then promised that, he was going to get to the bottom of it. Again, nothing has come out of that. He has also stopped talking.
Today he says he has a press conference on this particular one.
Yes, he says he's going to do a press conference on this one. And then after the talk, that is it. I mean, years ago, during the Akufo-Addo administration, I recall he placing a ban order on Hawa Kumsin's appearance on media forms because she had been involved in, or some people around her had assaulted a journalist. Days later, back and forth. I think the ban, was lifted, and that was it. Today, another press conference will be held, and then after that, nothing will happen. Okay. It's unfortunate. But I see, these are state institutions whose personnel, every now and then, they run to media houses with claims of how unfairly they have been treated.
True.
Media houses or to journalists. I've handled a lot of these things. Guess what? I have done so many things for police officers and many other people. But when you see a police officer misbehaving, towards a journalist, you have no idea. The extortion is another matter. The misbehavior. Recently, I had to deal with one, around the Legon police, MTT. I could mention his name, but that is, that is not necessary now. But it's as though they are only, they only recognize the value of journalism or a journalist when, they are in trouble. But if they are not in trouble, they would do anything, including physically attacking you. But they are not alone, even the politicians. When you pick your pen and paper, or you have investigated the politician who is involved in a scandal, and you are writing, the insults. If he doesn't insult you directly, his people will find a way of abusing you. The same politician, when he needs power, knows the road to your house. He knows the road to your office. He will come meekly like, a sheep. And he's coming to talk to you about, how you support me, do this, do that, do that. Another moment, you could have his own people, he could organize his people to attack you. we've been the victims of, so, you know, excuse my French, the other, you know, the S-bombing.
It's morning TV.
It's you get it?
It's morning TV.
S-bombing.
Yeah.
Are you afraid to say it?
Can you say it for me?
Yeah.
You can say it. What is it?
Shit bombing.
What?
Shit bombing.
What? Okay. Yeah, what he said.
It's morning TV. People are still having their coffee.
I mean, it happened during the revolutionary times.
You get it? We have been, and the same people who did all that, the next moment, they want the media to, you know, project them fairly, nicely, where they haven't even, you know, where they look dirty, they want you to polish them up. Do PR for them.
Yeah.
I mean, the facts you and I wouldn't know. And I mean, but the same institution having to investigate itself, for me, it doesn't sit well, you know, for me. That already you had the PRO of that institution virtually condemning the journalist.
Yeah.
I heard him on one of your programs, virtually condemning the journalist. And then shortly after that, then he says that, oh, a committee is going to be established to investigate this thing. To investigate your own, you are a judge in your own case.
Initially, you even denied.
Denied, exactly.
Yeah.
Any violent attack
Yes.
on journalists, and then I found it straight.
I mean, he was talking as though.
Sometimes you need to be sincere.
And you'll be shocked that this guy might have gone through GIJ and gotten some PR training, you know, whatsoever. The same guy who issued a statement and who expects the media houses, or including the journalists he had attacked, to, you know, polish him up.
Yeah.
I mean, how unfortunate. I mean, the democracy that we are practicing, I mean, at the heart of it is the recognition of the media. But very often, I mean, it's like, okay, you can do anything to the media, you know, journalists, and then go scot-free. The police will promise an investigation, it wouldn't happen. The military will promise an investigation, it wouldn't happen. The who? I mean, any of them.
Yeah.
We can't continue to live like that. We cannot continue like that. Something must happen. People should be sacked. When one individual is sacked, it will serve as, you know, an example, or it will deter others from doing this. And again, I mean, let's blame ourselves as well. After the media house, all the media houses that I mentioned did all that noise, like lawyer said, you know, they might have gone behind the scene to, you know, oh, whatever it is, we'll pay, we'll do this, we'll do that. And then the journalist also takes the thing and he seals his mouth. And then you leave room for another colleague of yours to be attacked. You get what I'm saying? And then Swale, we all told that Swale's, you know, the case will be investigated, and whoever did what will be found and punished. We are still here. Swale is dead and gone.
You remember Latif of Multimedia?
Thank
He's
you.
also still seeking medical condition.
Thank
after
you.
that attack. He's not fully well.
No, and who did that? It was a police.
A police
Yeah, a
officer.
police officer who used something to hit his hand.
The gun, the bat of his gun.
And we are here.
Yeah.
We are tolerating it. You and I will talk about this tomorrow morning. Another story will come, and then we
Then we'll
forget
move on.
about it.
Yeah.
It's really, really unfortunate. Okay? I mean, a day will come where, I mean, no journalist will move out there to go and cover a story for and on behalf of you. And then your work will be, you know, will be worthless. We can't continue this way. But having said that, sometimes I think journalists, as we are, we also put ourselves in harm's way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get it? We always. So sometimes when you walk into an environment like that, can you stay out, you know, at a certain distance, very comfortable distance, and then, you know, shoot whatever it is? Okay? Because there are several cameras these days that you can, you know, stay somewhere and then capture whatever image there are, and then project it the way and tell the kind of story you want to project. Alfred is not happy with me from that.
So he was giving me and I was just smiling back.
I don't believe that, but it's okay. You know, that we can stay, you know, very far and then capture these images. Because, I mean, you must not die, or you need to take, I mean, precautionary measures when you are walking into environments of that nature. And now these guys, sometimes, they are not, I mean,
in the line of duty, some of them are not normal, you know, they go off a bit because he feels that, listen, this is fire. And that if I don't take precautionary measures, I could, you know, I could die. And there have been instances where firefighters have died in the line of duty, been maimed permanently. I think you guys did some, you know, a documentary not long ago on
Kennedy
this.
Chumesi did
Exactly.
Like that,
so, I mean, it should be win-win for everybody, you know. But the assault on journalists is becoming one too many. Something has to be done, and I think that this should serve as, you know, a punishment has to be, you know, has to come out of this. Thank you.
Very well. Alfred, I'm a bit worried because just as Larry took us back to Ablekuma North, instantly there was an interdiction of the officer involved. However, with this particular incident, it looks as though the fire service is on the defense. Although they've promised an investigation, at this point, we are not sure how transparent that investigation is even going to be now that you are defending the incident.
Good morning to you, to Larry, to Lantic, who I haven't seen in so many years. And to once you mentioned that I'm MP, I have to greet my chairman, acting chairman Bute, and my strong general secretary, Justin Kodia. And definitely once I've greeted them, I'll greet my candidate, Dr. Baumia, who is on his Greater Accra tour and would finish today. I wish him the best. And to all the viewers out there, I wish them a happy new year, a better 2026, a more prosperous year filled with good things and better services. Afi ayane banina wo afi shiapa. As my brother said, alonte dinkwaka for what thing. She can alonte dinko for what thing. Nyekala bahalari ne mole. So coming back to it, it's sad when I look at the video there. The clip is, it's something else. Yesterday night, I was going through it, and you could even see that the fire service guy was using his helmet to hit. I don't know whether that was the journalist.
No, the one who was being hit with the helmet is the civilian. So
civilian who they said was looting.
Throw the video on, then we can actually. So okay, so
that guy there,
so
who has
the
been
journalist is the one in blue.
The blue. Okay, blue.
So you watch the one in blue. So you see the officers rushing on.
Yeah.
But for this guy, this is the civilian whom they accuse of looting.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So they left the fire.
No, they had finished.
They had finished with
fighting the fire.
and they say as part of their operations they need to protect what has been salvaged.
Okay.
Now,
and they suspected this guy of looting.
when such things happen, don't we have the police also guarding of that area? I don't see any police officer there. So what are we missing? You know, we seriously need to go into this and see what the problem is. And also, as Ghanaians, you are losing our moral standards in so many things that you are doing. Because using, whether he's a thief or not, using this helmet to hit him, should he have collapsed there, what would we do? Now it will become another incident of getting the health services to rush him.
Yeah.
If he should die, the family would also come in. We need to ask ourselves so many questions, because what I'm seeing here is really, really, really not good. Larry, why are you so happy?
No, I'm seeing the video for the first time.
Oh, really? I saw it yesterday night, and I was shocked, you know.
And you see the number of the
one person.
Exactly. So even if
this
he's a
is mob
thief,
justice.
no, even if he's a thief, what is their problem? And it comes when they were all speaking, something came into my mind. I said, is there a sign of frustration? Because I don't see why in your line of duty you would leave your job and go and do another job that is not yours.
I was thinking along the same lines, because you see, initially when the fire broke, the residents and the affected persons were accusing the fire service of late response, reporting to the scene without water in a tender. So I think there was some level of agitation already.
Okay. So you realize that there's something that is not clicking, it's not gelling there.
Yeah.
And I'll plead with the police. When such things happen, they have to come there and warn people, because you sometimes see people picking their phones and going as close to the fire
themselves.
And even the phone can blast off.
Exactly.
So you ask yourself, are people conscious of what they are doing? Do they know what they are putting themselves into? And these are things that we shouldn't just brush it off when this is done. I think we need to get outfits that will sit down and really see how we can change this whole phase that we are in. Because, seriously speaking, I don't know when this
thing,
it's becoming a problem. Everybody wants to have content. That is what they call it. And I don't know how much they are being paid for that content that they want to show that they are leading.
The content creates traffic on their sites.
And
so the more traffic you have, then you have an
that.
advantage to run adverts and determine how much you can charge and the money you can make. So,
it's sad. So any silly thing, sorry to say, people are picking it up. In fact, things that shouldn't even go on. You see that someone is dead and they'll pick the phone and go and snap the dead body when the family is might not even be aware.
You haven't been seen the West where the person is in the process of dying.
And instead of helping the person,
yes, they are filming the phone.
I have seen a video of a VIP driver's mate who got stuck between the tie and the vehicle. I think the vehicle was being jacked and he got under the tie to do something, and then unfortunately the thing fell off. And somebody who had the pleasure of recording this video, and it's all over. And I say, you are not sensitive to people.
We are no longer there.
I mean, are we not human beings anymore?
It's becoming something else.
So that's the difference between a trained journalist and then the other ones.
The others.
I really don't know what the journalist did that was so extreme that they needed to attack him. I don't know whether it was recording of the
journalist
guy
account,
that was
he was
beaten.
recording this altercation between the officers and the civilian.
But it wouldn't be only one journalist there. So even if you are attacking one, there are so many there.
But not even other persons. This did not even. The video we are watching is not coming from the journalists. It's from ordinary people who are on the ground who recorded it and uploaded it. Absolutely.
I had some experience, Alfred. I had an experience with a very senior, police officer who is on retirement now. One day he was leading some demonstration, and I mean, I was working with Nkwara, Raymond Archers in Nkwara then, sent to go and cover. Then everybody was, taking a picture, and then I pulled my camera to take a picture. The way the man shouted at me, "Don't take a picture."
Why are you taking a picture of him?
Of him.
Why were you taking a picture?
No,
of him?
but not
he's
even.
part of that.
He was part of that. He was the one leading.
He was controlling the crowd.
Yeah, but that part
Yeah,
is a
but
public.
He was not part of the crowd. You
was
see,
discharging a
people are-
public duty.
No, people are sensitive towards some of these things.
No, but
That's a
others
public
were
officer.
taking.
But you're discharging a public
Yes,
duty.
cameras were following him, but
Taking him.
I think he
Why,
just.
what did he have that you people wanted to take a picture of?
No, I'm saying he was the one leading the police, the police personnel covering,
And that's public duty.
That's
That's a
public
public
duty.
officer.
And if you are doing a good
Yeah,
job,
public
still picture,
officer.
not a video. Later, then, after I think he later got into his senses and said, "Oh, who bet me abetra?" I don't.
Maybe at that point in time there was something going on that he didn't want to do.
No, it was Ahua Martin.
The boots were hot. The boots were too hot at that time.
Too warm or too hot.
If I mention his name, you'll be shocked.
So coming back to it, I think apart from the so-called investigations by the fire service and by the police, I think we should go further into seeing how one thing we don't do is, in this country is counseling. Whatever it is, whatever frustration these fire personnel could have been going through, I think they need some counseling to help them, because every now and then people get frustrated. People get, I don't know, over all manner silly things. Someone can be coming from the house, even your cameraman. The wife could do something in the house and he could bring it here and the whole mood would change. And these things, I believe that even in,
Guys, forgive him.
I believe that even in organizations, we need to get counselors there. That when they see that today the mood is not good, you know, they find a nice way of switching the person back. That listen, leave that frustration home, and let's stay focused. Because you can get some bosses who can become frustrated in the morning that the whole day, even when you meet the PA or the secretary, you tell that today don't go, boss is not in a good mood, which it shouldn't happen. And that could be the same thing that happened to these fire personnel. Maybe something small triggered, and then unconsciously they put their frustration on the guy. Because for someone to be beaten to this extent, and the person who wanted to film to also be attacked, it tells you that there's something more going on in them than what you are seeing.
Even more critical is the issue of how we train our security personnel. It appears violence is a very key part of the whole training exercise. Yes, we know that you should train them to be able to tolerate pain and endure some uncomfortable situations. But the recruitment process and then the training process itself put into their minds. I mean, look at the situation when you confront a police, a soldier, or any. The first thing is a slap.
Yeah.
And you're asking yourself, couldn't there be any form of restraint? I bet you never haven't experienced it before.
No.
The first thing they would want to do is to exert some slaps on the person. You ask yourself, can't you be trained to restrain the person? Can't you train to,
Ablekuma North one, for example. Other officers were engaging the journalist. He had actually taken out his ID and was showing to him. The one who attacked came from behind and just
slapped him.
You get it?
Maybe he had meant him already.
And you see, until the unfortunate incident at Elwak that led to the unfortunate death of these guys. I mean, this is how recruitment processes are done. People get crowded, you sit in the sun, you go through.
Not that way.
You stand in the stay in the sun. You stay in the sun and go through
Alfred.
There's a reset one of
so until that is that now we all have to go back and review the process, and then it became a bit.
Our central regional correspondent who covered this incident has sent a message in. He says, "Good morning, Nana. The assault on the civilians and journalists was somehow deliberate. At the time these incidents occurred, all salvaged items had been secured the previous night under the instructions of the market CEO, Alhaji Tete. There were no items left at the scene to be protected. Now this is it. The Kasoa-based firefighters led by their commander, Marcel Avedu, who is directly involved in the assault, came to the ground yesterday morning very angry because the traders had accused them of attending to the incidents late. Some of them had recorded videos and posted on TikTok. Again, the Greater Accra Regional Commander had also mentioned on Sunday night that Anya Sotum Pump was the first to respond to the fire, a narrative that was also highlighted by journalists in Kasoa. It seemed, therefore, to the Kasoa team that their hard work was not properly highlighted. And so coming to the grounds yesterday morning, they resorted to seizing phones of anyone they spotted filming the scene. It was during one of such moments that the Class Media Group journalist attempted filming when he was attacked.
So it tells you that they came there not angry but frustrated.
Yeah.
One, when you call someone at dawn to go and quench this fire or to get the fire off, you should know that it's only about 2 or 3 persons that will be at the station. So they'll have to recall people from home to come. They might not get there early. So for them to even leave asleep and come there and you tell him that, oh, me do her late, man, bantem, mo can be na nation, it pains. They should also understand that people are losing millions of money. So when someone is losing money too, the person too will be frustrated.
Exactly, yes.
So it's a dual situation. That's why I stated that people need counseling here. You need to constantly let the person know that, listen, when you are going to take off the fire, don't think about only the fire, but think about the goods, the monies, the things that people are losing. Someone can die because of this, because it could be millions of cities that would go down the drain. And no government will give you millions to go and either pay your loan or to restock and get to this extent that you've gotten to. So there are various things. So the firefighters should appreciate the citizenry who are suffering this pain. And also the citizenry too should also appreciate the firefighters that it's not that easy, especially going near a fire. Sometimes, even when you are burning something in your backyard, when you are standing by the fire, the heat that you experience is nothing small.
And they have their own genuine challenges as well. You get to the place, access is a challenge.
A challenge.
No
the
hydrants.
market stalls last time I was passing, in fact, these days I ask myself that you see people buying a store or renting a store, then the whole walkway has become part of the store.
Containerized everywhere.
So you ask yourself that, why are people doing this? Why are people
doing this? That's where
this?
Assemblies need to set up.
And
the local assemblies
you expect the people who should walk on the walkway now walking on the streets.
On the main road.
Then it creates all this traffic jam. Don't we think? What is wrong with us?
True.
You see, we complain, and you complain, oh, government is not doing this. Government has provided you the road. Government has provided the walkway. So when you take over the walkway, you expect government to now come and fight you to get the walkway and blame the same person that you are not being just a human. So I'm not going to vote for you. Then it becomes another rhythm. We all need to sit down and think.
They block the road to prevent you from accessing the disaster place, and later accuse you of not coming
early and not be able to fight
to protect their property.
They'll put a structure on the hydrant and tell you that you came with 1 gallon of water.
1 gallon of water. You get it. Meanwhile,
so
you came looking for the hydrant and
challenges as well.
But it's all about enforcement. Let's move enforcement to the next level. True. I mean, city authorities, the local assemblies to ensure this things. No one would build on a walkway if the city authorities say don't do it. If you demolish, you can't do it. But if you come and take some small coins and allow them to do it, don't do it. Obviously, and then you know what happens. You even come around to take. You even come around to now take toll.
Exactly.
Someone is perpetuating illegality, and you are taking toll.
Charging him for that.
So are you not now endorsing it and making it legitimate?
Sometimes the woman who is selling the, let me use an example, shoes, toes or whatever, will now put another basket together, give it to their daughter or someone to go and sit somewhere else or opposite and sell them
in the frontage.
And then it becomes a problem. But check almost all our market areas. No fire hydrant has access to any market area.
No.
Especially when the fire starts in the middle of the market. You wouldn't get a space to drive into. It's a big problem.
It's a big problem.
It's a big problem. Even Kanishi Market, that they built it in a special way, has now become...
It's overcrowded.
It's overcrowded.
But to foresee, I mean, there's a very critical thing we are overlooking, which is that media training. Okay, and I think that the DUFOs and the GJA people should go beyond the press conferences. They've done one too many, and it's not yielding anything because the assault is still happening. They came to the assault has been there. Killings have even happened in Kumasi, in Accra, and other places, and we are still doing press conferences. Go beyond press conferences, engage the people, the various institutions. They should select, people, officers who can be trained on media management. You get it? Media management. That the journalists will come. When they come, talk to them. Oh, listen, because this thing is dangerous, we can't take you in. Stay here. We're going to do this. And then after you're done, come back and then address them. Let them ask all the questions they want to ask. They might agree with your approach. They might disagree with your approach. But, I mean, like the stories of Luke, Mark, and Matthew in the Bible, they witnessed the same thing, but told a different accounts. Give a different account. Allow, media A to tell the story, Alfred media, whoever media, to go and tell the story. In there will be a fine line as to whether or not you've been competent or you were incompetent in your approach to doing things.
And perhaps just let me add this, that if we also begin to have these red tapes they use to cut off crime scenes and accident scenes, it will help us to know that, okay, this is your boundary, you can't go there. But perhaps the fire service could also consider that. You understand?
When there is any fire,
because what we have been talking about,
even compromising evidence,
everything, investigations,
when there is fire and you call the fire service, the police needs to be called.
Ambulance.
The service needs to be
ambulance to move.
Emergency response.
And then even electricity need to move, or they need to come and disconnect so that you don't get people electrocuted.
It's that thing that you need all of them to be there, because the police would have to get the public off the scene. And coming to the journalist situation, I would advise, and they know that this has to be done. some of these things, you don't send a journalist to go with his mobile phone to record. They should get those zoom cameras because they need to stand off certain areas. And when you zoom to, you get a wider range where you can even get things that would not have met the ordinary eye. So please, when we are equipping our people to go on the field too, we should try as much as possible to give them lenses that could zoom longer. It's not only for maybe presidential or campaign issues that we get all these things. We should get it for the guys who on the field to work with them.
The best cameras are the presidency.
That's what is happening. So no,
but you know, some of the phones now are actually more sophisticated than
whatever
you don't have that capacity.
Whatever you do,
I think even the media guys who go out there should be properly also identify the label. Listen, you are going to a place like this, have your press tag, boldly written press. So you are even going into a place where there's fire outbreak. Wear helmets. I mean, get some level, some minimal protection for yourself.
Gear for yourself and all that. Very well. Let me take a few quick messages. This one says, "Good morning. This is Abdul Ganiu Mankarigu from the Savannah region. What the fire officers did was wrong, and they should apologize to the young man. You cannot treat someone like this and go free. It's unacceptable. Why would officers do that to a civilian? Even if he did something wrong, couldn't they arrest him without assaulting him or invite him to the authorities? Two wrongs don't make a right. This is grossly irresponsible misuse of uniforms funded by the good people of Ghana. What we are witnessing is a clear case of criminal assault. Every fire officer involved in this brazen attack on a class media group journalist must be held fully accountable under the law." Okay, there's another long one. It says, "Esteemed Channel One, it is imperative for media organizations to provide thorough training to their field reporters, ensuring adherence to established protocols in their coverage. Would it not be wise to courteously engage with the firemen, seeking their insights regarding the measures being undertaken to control the fire prior to broadcasting information that might inadvertently result in criticism? It is important to acknowledge that the firemen were also prioritizing their own safety. I am of the opinion that if one removes oneself from the media perspective, it becomes evident that media organizations must ensure their reporters are aligned in approach, particularly in sensitive situations. It is also imperative to consult with firemen prior to broadcasting live, as this would allow for accurate information gathering, demonstrate respect, and prevent putting individuals in danger. The firemen are present to rightly extinguish the fire. Some reporters hastily intervene without considering the consequences, thereby endangering everyone involved, and it is crucial to consider ways to enhance the training of field reporters." This is Papa Israel Kwame Aye. Well, if we listen to the journalist involved, he says he was actually, when he got there, he introduced himself. He was actually approached by an officer, and he identified himself to the officer, only for the same officer to bring other officers to attack him.
Or reinforcement. That's unfortunate.
This one is from our Western regional correspondent, who is also a victim of some of these attacks. And he says, these attacks will continue as long as victims keep taking money behind the scenes. When I was attacked by Galamseyers, I ensured the case went to court, even though there was an attempt to give me money, so the case would be dropped. But I insisted it went to court. Unfortunately, though the police made sure, it says, unfortunately, the charge was a useless one. Though I did not get any money from the attack, I am happy at least the guy was fined for the assault, but the money went to the state. And listen to this. He says, "My colleagues think I was foolish for not taking the bribe for myself." And I'm saying that they should wait. It will happen to them.
They could have fined the guy for the pot, and then also recommend not percentage, recommend that it should be compensation for him. Yeah.
Very well. Right. So these are some.
You know, in a criminal matter, you don't have a lawyer per se. The prosecutor and the police prosecutor may not.
We are having now to discuss the assault.
Yeah.
As opposed to what caused the fire.
Yeah.
I mean, what lessons have we learned from the incident? Okay, if it's arson, where is the arsonist? And then would that person be punished? Nobody.
So now the fire service will have to do our investigations.
Thank you.
Into the cause of the fire.
And the same people you are attacking them that they didn't come early enough, they would write that report. So if they become biased and they decide that they are going to skew the report in such a way that it goes against you, what do you do? So we need to manage.
You see, I think Muntaka, in Interior, he would have to take
charge of some of these things because the institution that the institutions that he presides over, they are institutions that interface with, the public every day. Okay, aside the prison service, that is their role. Is
that they are organizing fashion shows now.
Where?
Oh, you didn't see Kumasi Central Prisons organizing?
Oh, they were swimming things.
No, they were actually modeling, catwalking, and
I mean, during the
but it's good.
It's good.
If you are there and you are trying to use something with your hands,
Exactly.
I think it's a good.
And of course, their faces were covered, so they weren't exposed to the public.
In our case, sorry, in the police, fire service, which
ambulance
one? Ambulance service, the immigration service, and which other one?
I think they still have customs now is under GRE.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even his institution giving commission.
You are talking about the Ministry of Interior.
Yeah,
the ambulance is not there. That's the Ministry of Finance.
Okay, sure. So I think that this is a critical investigation that he would have to, get somebody from the ministry to preside over, or an independent person who can give us, a proper.
They can make Larry chairman of a commission.
Oh no.
The Dogbe Commission.
The Dogbe Commission.
You can count on Honorable Muntaka when it comes to some of these things. He would ensure that the right thing is done. He's someone you can trust on some of these things. So I am sure that once he gets to his attention, he would put in a committee.
One thing you should know is that justice delayed.
It's not even delayed. This then happened yesterday.
That's how I read his word.
When people don't
That's how I read his word.
When people don't feel that something is going on and it dies slowly,
Alfred,
it becomes.
Alfred, let's be mindful. This one happened yesterday. I also called for timely conclusion of this issue. And I am saying that not intervention. The thing has happened already, so we are not intervening. We are actually going to investigate and come to a conclusion. So that's why we need a conclusion. Very well. So my call to the minister, and I know that he is capable of doing it, he would put in a team that would take away the perception of bias.
Very well. Still on the issue of attacks, this time around on teachers. Yesterday, the president was at the NAT.
There's no frustration.
We saw the attack on a teacher somewhere in
the
Kede.
background information.
We saw even the shooting of a teacher somewhere, one of the regions up north and all that. But the president has condemned these assaults and called for accountability. But just as this matter, if we do not see punishment, I believe we will not see an end to some of these things. So, Council, let me come to the assurance to the teachers, is in order. But practically, what should we see happen to forestall some of these things?
Thank you very much, my brother. I think that the president's call is very welcoming. The first gentleman of the land did not miss words. He did not even attempt in any way to say anything to protect the ordinary persons who did. He just went out to condemn what took place. In the case of the teacher in Garu who was beaten by some students, we all need to condemn it. Can you imagine that students were writing exams, mass paper, said that the teacher is preventing them.
I think that's the Kede one.
Kede, rather.
Garu was the shooting.
Shooting.
Yes.
That they were being prevented from cheating at the exams hall, and they have the audacity to attack the teacher.
I think it's a sense of entitlement.
And then we understand that subsequently, when the matter went to the police, there were some interventions, and the parents and the teachers and the rest sat in, and they were able to settle the matter. That is wrong. This goes back to the same statement I made earlier on. Some of these things we do eventually goes into the subconscious of people to think that, it's okay to do it. You can later go and then beg and then it will be settled. It is wrong. And the president said it, that it may be proper that we have allowed investigations to go and allowed the students to be put before court. Even at the minimum is for them to sign some bond of good behavior. Some punishment of a sort, perhaps to the, maybe not non-custodian, but some punishment of a sort would have at least put some fear in other students to think that you can never do this. Because imagine students, young people, who are being trained to take over, have the guts to think that they can cheat at an examination. And then, so what's the use of the teacher who is there? He's there as a vigilator, and he's supposed to supervise you, ensure that you do the right thing. I mean, generally, there are pockets of violent situations in this country that we all need to look at carefully. Because some of these things, if we don't manage them well, they eventually tend to become the norm. We've seen situations where someone is accused of stealing, and the next moment, everybody else. And there are times that people have wrongly been accused.
Exactly, yeah.
People have suffered out of this. I think we should let our youth understand that, or everybody, not just the youth, that violence is not the solution to anything. We should condemn it, and I join the president to condemn what happened. And particularly teachers. I think teachers sacrifice a lot for this country. I mean, to think that their condition of service is not so good, yet you and I who sit here are who we are because of our teachers.
Indeed.
Who helped to form us and make us who we are. And so teachers in any way, and of course nobody else, deserve to be attacked violently. They need to be protected. And when these things happen, let the teacher unions also lead the crusade, lead the investigations, and ensure that even where the teacher cannot pay for a lawyer's services, the union should be able to provide some legal services. Luckily, they have some lawyers among them. They have some friends who are lawyers. They should be able to get lawyers to ensure that the right thing is done. They go to the bottom of the matter. We should not just go and compromise and say, oh, we are sorry, then a few CDs is paid, and here and there, and then, oh, a chief is called, some opinion leaders are called in, oh, it's your family member, it's your nephew. He might be your nephew or related to you, but if he does the wrong thing, we keep talking about enforcement. This is where the enforcement thing will start from. So I think that the call by the president is in the right direction, and let's hope that future occurrence of this nature will be dealt with properly.
Right. Larry, attacks on teachers and this, if like growing in discipline, especially in senior high schools. Last year we saw a number of videos of students actually attacking teachers on campus.
Yeah. When I finished Bishop Eman in the 90s.
I like how you put it, in the 90s.
Yeah, in the 90s.
Early or late?
It could be mid-90s.
No.
It could be late 90s.
99.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
late 90s.
Yeah.
All right.
Meaning that I was in Bishop Eman in the 90s.
Yes, you're right.
Thank you.
Alfred perhaps is an 80s person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a mid-90s.
Oh, okay.
96.
So guess what? At the time, I mean, we heard about, students, or we saw some of them, students misbehaving towards teachers. Okay. We also saw teachers being abusive of students. Okay. But at the time, is that the corporal punishment?
Yeah.
Yes, was so effective that, listen, your teacher can meet you in town and give you hot lashes.
Yeah.
Because you went to town that next Okay, he will meet you. Sometimes some of them will even put you in their cars.
Take you back.
Drive you, nicely, and then after that they take you to their bungalows and lash you there. Or come and mention your name, in
at the assembly.
Exactly. At the deal. And lash you in the presence of your colleagues. You get it? I mean, the stories I hear these days is that is not possible.
Yeah.
Because students are complaining about, you giving them TPSD. What was that? Post-traumatic
syndrome.
something.
The Gen Zs will kill us.
You get it? You're abusing their rights. You get it? And you have a parent who will drive from wherever to the school and sometimes trying to beat up the teachers. You get it? I mean, it's gotten to a point where teachers no longer care what happens. Because the few who had attempted to correct a child, got into trouble. You get it? Years ago, you could see a teacher on campus and he's holding a cane. But these days, I mean, hey, it's not allowed. And we are seeing the deterioration.
Are you suggesting that we bring it back?
Oh, I mean, if that is what the discipline, if that is what is going to enforce discipline, it should be brought back. You get it? It should be brought back. Those who go, the teachers who...
Are you suggesting that it shouldn't be brought back?
I have a challenge with it, but...
he's talking as a lawyer.
Let my friend finish.
Yeah, he's talking as a lawyer. But I'm saying that there are instances where people have gone overboard. Those who have gone overboard, I mean, there should be a system that checks that.
You get it. Alfred a while ago was talking about counseling, guidance and counseling. I mean, I've seen certain universities creating that department. But how about before we get to the university? Yeah. Where a lot of deterioration would have taken place, because those are the formative years.
And schools, they are supposed to be there in secondary schools.
And characters would have been formed.
Most secondary school have most secondary school have it.
I mean, for Dramani, I didn't see that. Maybe it was there. I didn't see that.
Maybe you didn't need it.
You didn't need it.
So you didn't have to go through any counseling.
Okay.
School.
They have it.
In fact, in some schools that don't even have like a desk, an officer or a teacher who is in charge of that.
Okay. But then what we are witnessing shows clearly that something is amiss. It's not working well. Yeah. So how do we get GES to ensure that some of these things are brought back? The ministry must also lead the narrative. And so that I mean, we can relate that to where you have teachers sleeping with the female students, and so on.
And taking videos and smiling.
Taking videos, you get it. I mean, that should also be punished.
That's they call it basic.
That's basic. Okay. That should also be punished. You get it. And because, see, if the future leaders are going this wayward, then the future is bleak.
Very bleak.
Yeah,
very bleak. Very bleak. Thank you, Larry. Let me take a quick break, and then I'll come to you, Alfred, for your thoughts. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel One Television. Send us your thoughts, your comments, contributions via the WhatsApp number. We'll take a break here and return with more conversations. You're welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel One Television. We're having conversations around attacks on journalists, and now we're discussing attacks on teachers. The president has condemned these assaults and called for accountability. Lamtega Panga has spoken, Larry Dugbe has spoken. It's now time for Alfred Thompson to share his views with us. These attacks, this seeming growing in discipline in our schools, and then this condemnation by the president. The first gentleman of the land, should his voice alone be enough to quell these instances?
Thank you. I asked the question and I'll ask it again. Are people getting frustrated? And even though it's rhetorical, I'll answer it. I'll say yes. There are so many forms of frustration. And one thing we need to do, and I know Larry will agree with me, is
Why do you need Larry to agree with you?
Oh, he will agree with me. Larry, won't you?
You need to hear him out first.
I was waiting for him to say that. I asked him that. I didn't know what I was even going to say. You see, it's just as if every time when some of these issues come up, we brush the surface and leave it to go. And we don't delve into what the problem is. Gross indiscipline in schools is becoming rampant. And we should ask ourselves, how and when did we get here? There should be discipline. First, when your teacher is coming and you are not dressed well, the first thing you do when you see him is to push your shirts into your trousers to make sure that before you get near him, you are not called out and punished. Everything was on point. You go to Intako and you can't go and misbehave there. Even though, when we go to Intako, for example, action routine, we go and cause, even if we go and cause mayhem, we'll push it, and then Adisco and Fantipim, who are very serious rivals, will always go and fight on our behalf. If we have any problem with Fantipim, Adisco will go and fight for us. If we have any problem with Adisco, Fantipim will go and fight. So we are always neat when we go back to school. You see, we're there. Let me leave it here. Yeah, so I said, let me leave the rest here. So it tells you that there is something going wrong in our system. I mean, for children to finish school and walk out confidently, chest out, on social media and say, we are done now, we're going to chop your papadems and all these things. I mean, I ask myself, can I say this and go to my parents' house? You dare not.
You say it and recording yourself.
You dare not.
Putting it on social
That's
media.
I would use such language.
You don't even have to go to your
On
home.
say,
Your
on such
auntie will-
you wouldn't even get home before they call you that. Hey,
You.
because you know that is the death penalty for you in the house. It will be as if everybody in the house will attack you. You've brought the family into serious disrepute.
Absolutely.
But today, what is happening? And seriously, I don't only blame the schools, I blame the parents.
Parents too. Yeah.
It's like everybody is focused on, let me make money, let me make money, let me make money. And we don't take care of the children.
Yeah.
Is let me make money, bring it to the child who is wayward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all we think about. Bring it to the child who is wayward. Because you are leaving your house help, who did not go to school to any level, to take care of your child.
Raise your child.
And
Not to
raise the
raise the
child
child.
the way you expect the child to be. Because when you are going, you leave a message and you expect the house help to just do it. We have serious cracks in our system.
Yeah.
And unless and until we admit it, sit down and start redressing or addressing the problems one after another and putting ourselves back in the right track, we will not get anywhere. It will be this after that. It will be first gentleman will talk, second gentleman of second, there's the lady. She's not the second lady, or is she the
Vice.
vice? What do we call her now?
Anyway,
Let's leave it
and the
there.
vice.
And the
Yeah, the
vice.
vice, that's all. The speaker can talk, the chief justice can talk, he can talk, journalists can talk, everybody will talk, and it will be on deaf ears. We need to seriously, first, home training is essential in everything we do.
Yeah.
Whether you are making money or not, the home training is key. Because if you don't get that home training, or get an older parent or a relative who can be in your house and make sure that they train, if you are going to make their money, they train the child in the discipline the family expects it to be. There are some family norms that it should not be compromised. If we don't go that way, then we have a serious problem as a country, because, as he said, these are going to be our future leaders.
Yeah.
And if your future leader can sit down and say that we're going to chop your papa dams, we're going to finish them, we're going to take their money, we're going to do this, and that person will one day become the vice president of this country, or the president of
Or
this
even
country,
headmistress of
or
a
the
school.
headmistress of a school.
Yeah.
What training is this girl
Yeah.
going to give the students of that school? What training is this girl going to give her children in her house? Because if she can say that, I mean, we've had incidences where people will tell you that a parent will tell a child that, don't you see that AC is bringing in a house, is buying a house, a car, and this, you should go and do the same thing and bring some money home and things. These are not the moral values in which we were brought up. And we need to really sit down and ask ourselves, where do we want this country to go to? Where do we want to see ourselves or our children one day? We should leave a legacy that is good, not a legacy that is going to bring the future of this country down. And I will implore on every parent to take it up as a challenge to themselves.
Very well. Thank you, Alfred Thompson there. Let's get into the matter of...
I think that I agree with him.
Okay.
The
I told you
extent
Larry
of
will.
social-
I told you Larry will agree with me.
Yeah, the extent of social decay
yeah.
that we are witnessing. I think the sociologists call it a state of anomy or so, where I mean morality is,
It's a total breakdown.
yes,
Yeah.
broken down. Like you said, we are chasing more of power, influence, money, to a point where you get to the top, and by the time you realize all that thing, comes down, and you are left with nothing, because the very child that you are fighting for and amassing all the wealth for, all the properties for, all the influence for, will not be able to sustain your name to the next level.
Yeah.
You get it? And so, I mean, I think that the Ministry of Education shouldn't just be a place where we are thinking about structures.
Yeah.
Okay, but the mind is also a very critical part of whatever it is that we are talking about. There should be an
connectedness between the teaching body, the parents' body, and then the the policy, directors.
Do you think this, if you like, gradual shift from communal way of living also has a part to play?
I mean, it's very critical.
Yes.
It's very critical.
Because growing up, a neighbor could just put you
call you
in
that,
place.
hey.
You see, over time, we have carried this whole thing about human rights and the rights of persons to an extent that has moved us away from some of our moral basic principles. That you think that it's my right to communicate, it's my right, and I'm airing myself. I have the right to speak, and I've not insulted you. So what is it?
Yeah, exactly.
So otherwise, with what Alfred said a while ago, why would students? You dare finish school and then and say, I have finished school, I'm going to go after people's husbands.
Remember, we used to print our names behind our t-shirts.
You're
afraid to put a nickname there. Nickname.
I recall in Biheko, one of my seniors after finishing school came for his results. And then one of the teachers engaged, what did you get? And then the guy just bled out. Told the teacher his peace of mind. Do you know, to date, that is used as reference point for that guy's,
testimony.
Exactly.
It's gross indiscipline.
It was totally uncalled for. You don't do that.
I don't know whether they still even ask for testimonials from secondary schools.
They do. They investigate. You in your position now, I'm sure they've done the necessary investigations and everything before they do this thing. But you see, getting back to the same point, the impudence that you can even sit down and say that I'm beating a teacher because he didn't allow me to cheat.
Exactly.
What the hell?
Momentarily, you'll be hailed by your colleagues. Who are as wayward as you. But later, when they go back home, they reflect on some of this and say, hey, my friend, you didn't do that thing. Well, and it gets back to you.
You shouldn't even go home because your parents will not allow this. Two, you've destroyed your CV because it will be on your record. Anytime they go to the school, it will be written there in clear English that he was part of those who attacked a teacher for not allowing him to cheat.
And it will live after you.
You are finished.
Yeah.
So now you say that the fear before it's not your fear before. It's your, sorry to say, your stupidity that has brought you to this stage. And we need to call these things out. We need to let people understand. We need to let people even appreciate. And it comes back to the guidance and counseling. Listen, in your third year, because those times we went for 6 years plus, in your third year, your final year of school, how many people do they sit down with and talk to them? Now listen, now you are coming into the world. Your last days, and we always say that last days are dangerous. The last few things you do in the school, don't think that when you finish, it's gone. No. It's going to be on your file. So anytime anyone comes back here, and wherever you go, they will always come and reference here. And these are things we need to train kids to know. Otherwise, we are working on a time bomb. And once you destroy one person, it affects the whole country. Whether we like it or not, it would affect the whole country.
There's a message here that says, good morning to you and your panelists. On the issue of attacks on teachers, I associate myself with the submissions of lawyer Lamteg and Mr. Larry. And to add a few points. One, this phenomenon is rampant in our senior high schools, especially during examinations. Students feel it's their entitlement to cheat. As a result, some teachers even opt out of invigilating exams. Two, teachers have been rendered helpless because the least disciplinary action they try to take meets many impediments from both GES and parents. Lastly, society has failed owing to the fact that our major focus is on teaching children their rights to the neglect of their responsibilities. Ordinarily, when children are responsible, their rights will follow naturally. Children behave irresponsibly, and when they are being disciplined, the parents will rise against the person who is trying to put them on the right track. It is important to make a conscious effort, beginning with the home setting, at grooming children who must take responsibility for their actions. My regards to my boss, Lamteg Apanga Esquire, and this is from Samson Zoti. His name brought a smile to your face.
That's my nephew.
This exam more practice. I remember some time back, the education ministry was working on this, different questions that were set and all these things.
Yeah.
Not
Even
within the exam
same
hall.
hall,
When you are sitting here, maybe my question one is different from your question one.
Yeah.
I don't know what changed or what went wrong. And another thing, maybe the invigilators to the schools, when they are doing their mock exams and things, maybe they should crisscross teachers.
Right.
Sometimes when people are familiar with teachers.
Speaking, the teachers who go to invigilate are not usually teachers from the same school because of credibility issues.
Exactly.
So they always will swap teachers. But the idea is, once the person is preventing, teacher with the papa with the and they just go.
But they are always, every exam hall, there are always police there. So what happens?
So the police may not be enough. You know, they escort the exams papers.
exam papers.
So there may be 1 or 2 police people, but may not be enough to go all.
But no, if you are attacking a teacher at that time,
So
no,
no,
the
So
police
so
are
the
the
there.
attack
intervention
was actually after the exam. Teacher on his way home is where they ambushed him.
Yeah. No, they normally beat you after the exams. They don't beat you in the exam.
No, because they also need to write the exams.
Yeah.
So they
So
will
on their
enjoy
way home,
right,
that
and
was
then
when-
say that you prevented them from
At that time,
cheating.
you have
So-
no one to protect you. And unfortunately, maybe the
And
teacher
that is
today
why
have a car.
when the president said that it's not enough to compromise by
Exactly.
just agreeing to some
backdoor
terms
dealings
and
and-
agreements and settling the
But
matter.
I think
We
that,
should-
Lamtek, we
Yes.
need to go beyond this thing. You know, our society is famanyami,
Yeah.
that kind of famanyami thing.
Yeah.
Just
To
worrying
maintain,
us.
public order. This
It's
famanyami
not
thing.
only Famanyami,
Which one?
whom you know.
Wow, that is
That is
also
the most serious
but
aspect.
Influence peddling is even worse.
It's
Yes,
worse.
that's the
When
most
perhaps you
serious
bring
one.
in a chief who
Chief,
comes or an
opinion
assemblyman
leader,
or somebody who
politician.
says that,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, say, oh, Papa, you didn't know to me the NGO manenka. And then it goes
I remember
on.
on one occasion, someone called me and was giving a complaint that I should go and beg someone, I should go and talk to someone for. And I said, what did you do? Then the person was hesitant to. I said, no, tell me what you did, because if I don't know what you do, I can't go
Exactly.
and plead on your behalf. So he told me, and I said, me, I don't condone this. I won't go. I told the person straight, I don't condone this.
Simple.
So you
And
have-
that's I mean,
the former Nyami and then the public order. You can't maintain public order
With
with the
Nyami.
former Nyami attitude. No, punish the person.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they're going to collect money. And then letting,
The
the
matter
corporate,
slide.
slide. It's the same thing we're dealing with the journalists.
Exactly.
They'll continue
Yeah.
beating.
Yeah.
And based on that, I'll commend the president. Recently, this guy who shot in public. I think he's been punished. Even though
yeah.
24,000 is not enough, I think he should have been put in some
Slept
this
in
thing.
for-
For some a week or two to put that this thing in there.
Yeah. I mean, the video that
the fact
came
that
with it,
they
where
came
he said,
to
"Oh,
Asaka,
I mean, the law is
The law is the law.
Yes,
Yeah.
the law is the law.
Quoting,
It's former CG.
yeah, he's a very good friend.
I felt it was a
Thompson
good
is
thing.
commending the president.
Oh yeah, I mean,
2026,
where
we're starting
it's,
a good note.
where
yeah.
it's good,
Yeah, starting a
where
good
it's
note.
good,
Where
I
it's
say
good, you
it,
comment.
and where
Yeah.
I hate him, don't say I'm being this thing.
Well, if it's
That is
reasonable, we'll
What do you call reasonable? You are a lawyer.
We'll define it.
Anyways, the University of Ghana has made a move to increase school fees by about 25%.
Not the University of Ghana. Please quote it
Oh,
well.
Bojidi.
The journalist, you don't want me to say it well. When you sent me that, so I read it, and it wasn't the University of Ghana, it's the SRC.
No.
And
No.
The SRC does not charge.
No.
The University of
They
Ghana
have
issues the
increased-
bill.
Exactly.
And in the bill item, there may be SRC levy and
that they
other
have
things.
gone
So
up.
it's the University of
But the
Ghana
fees
that
is
you
by
cannot-
the
you see,
University
let
of
me tell
Ghana.
you, if you are a principal in a transaction, you don't blame your liabilities on your agent. You
No.
take charge.
You take charge.
third party, this thing has
So
a
the SRC
component
issue
in the bill.
a separate
Bill.
bill.
No, it comes in the bill.
You
But
let-
they
let-
have
let him
increased.
finish.
No,
Okay, let him finish.
This is your premature
Please
thing.
tell the day that she's giving us a little bit of time.
I would have said premature
Because
something,
the
but
university is
for some
a public funded tertiary
You
institution.
finish reading it.
Yes, so basically,
I'll bring my point out.
The
with you
GTEC
then.
is unhappy with this. GTEC has asked the University of Ghana to reverse a same.
Yeah.
But there was a directive somewhere in November that public funded tertiary institutions should not increase the fees for this academic year.
All
I'll
government,
have something to
all
tell
government
you
institutions
once you finish
would have to
introducing
go
it.
through Parliament for approval for any increment in fees
Right.
and charges.
Right.
And that is why GTEC has brought this out.
Exactly.
That one I agree. Now, let's go.
No, you go.
No,
Yeah,
I
go
just
on
wanted
again.
to correct that extent that you see any fees or charges that is going to be held by any public institution should have to go through what do you call it?
Parliamentary approval.
Parliamentary approval.
Yes.
So, and that is why in the story you realize that University of Ghana came out and said that listen, they are not charging. It's SRC that sat down with their students and said that listen, we need to increase A, B, C, D. and I think GRASAC, which is also the student body,
that's
they increased their what do you call it? Their amounts, their dues that they take, which has got nothing to do with the university authorities. So what when I was reading the story, where I was a little bit worried is that definitely once SRC is increasing, they will have to sit down with the University of Ghana authorities and justify why they want to increase their fees or their dues, because every money they spend, I think there's some accountability there. So they're supposed to, even though you take the fees, it doesn't mean that you can just go about and spend it anyhow. They have to do some budget and approval and things. So if you are sitting down with them and you are going to do that, then you have to justify why you are doing that. So it's a dicey thing. But I'm glad GTEC came in and they have stated categorically that they cannot increase anything without approval. So the necessary approval to begin. Dr. Apakto, I've seen that he's spoken. And he stated that no, they should reverse the 25% increment. But I think the 25% increment is a little bit steep. In the era where I believe that they say things are going down, I don't see why increments should be going up by 25%, because our brothers have told us that the dollar has stabilized and has come down. They've told us that inflation... Oh, let me finish, please. They've told us that inflation has come down. I have some $1 in my pocket. I can dash it to you. So I go and change it. No, if you like, you know the difference between $1 and $100 is not the same. So give me $100 and I'll change it. No, I don't have $100. Okay. So when you check inflation, it's about 6% now, which is good. But when you go to the market and you are buying things, they are going up every day. So the correlation is not working well. But we leave it up to them. I mean. There's
a political economy and there's the real economy.
So we'll leave it to them. I believe that they should sit down and look at it well. They should see how, because parents are really not at that point where they have enough money. There are some people who are on scholarship. There are some people who are working and are paying their fees. And they, for example, are very much in deep waters when it comes to such increments. So we should look at the whole spectrum and not assume that everyone can pay. So once SRC has done that or GRASAC has done that, automatically it goes through.
Right. So I get where Alfred is coming from, and the GRASAC president gave some clarification that there was a student-led initiative that resulted in a 200 CD increment.
But that's not 25%.
But that's not 25%. And the ultimate responsibility actually lies with who?
Exactly.
Management of the university. So, Council.
Yeah. So thank you very much. I have a challenge with GTEC's letter, and not entirely about the content and the substance, but the what they are calling out for. You see, GTEC seems to be saying that you did not comply with parliamentary approval. So if they had complied with parliamentary approval, GTEC would seem not to have a problem with the increment.
Because
but they should be questioning the basis for the increment. And not just the parliamentary approval. So it should be a dual question. Why justify this increment? And then go through the right channels process, for the approval. Otherwise, if the University of Ghana goes through the processes and get the approval, then GTEC would have no basis. Otherwise, they have to come back again asking for them to justify. Now, per the Fees and Charges Act 1080, every state institution is supposed to present any review of charges or fees that you intend to bring to your ministry. And the ministry, in collaboration with the finance ministry, will present those ones to Parliament for that to be reviewed. And the University of Ghana is a subject to that act. Unfortunately, the University of Ghana did not go through it. Now, they are saying that it was SRC dues and GRASAC dues, and that brings me back to another big issue. I've been a student leader before, and I have come to the conclusion that the university authorities also have shared part of their responsibility to student unions and student organizations. I mean, you see student unions undertaking projects, hostel projects, facilities, buying buses and doing other things, which are primarily the responsibilities of the university. But because of the lack of it, they are able to mobilize. If you look at the amount of money student unions are able to mobilize sometimes, you ask yourself, why should there be so much money in the hands of student union when it's supposed to be the responsibility of the... I mean, the basic thing the student unions want to do is protect the welfare of students, maybe be able to run the administration, and beyond that, organize SRC week and Grassa week celebrations, provide T-shirts and basic stuff for entertainment for students. But now they take on themselves huge projects.
Can I chip in a bit?
Yes.
If you have so much money and you can go into income-making ventures,
yes.
the hostels are income-making ventures.
Yes.
So it brings money back into the system.
Yes.
So if they can do that, I don't see anything wrong.
No,
with
but
it.
they are taking
It's
money.
also a way of developing them before they come into the outside world, which is perfect.
But mind you, that is not the responsibility of the SRCs. That is not. Let me tell you, most of the politicians we have today are products of the SRC and the other students. And these promises they do on campus that, oh, I'll provide this, I'll provide that, is what we see people eventually on the national forum pursuing.
SHS. Most students who are old students now are taking up projects on the school. No, and these are all
confused the two.
No,
I'm telling you, I'm alumni of St. Thomas Aquinas.
Oh, and even with the PTA, they have fees for all those things.
Wait, Alfred, don't confuse the issues. I'm an alumni of St. Thomas Aquinas. Old Tom said we want to undertake a project. I'm a lawyer today. I have some money. Voluntarily, I want to give back some money to my school. That is fine.
Your year group,
but
that certain project.
It is, yes, that is fine. But you are talking about a situation where this is a compulsory fee. If you don't pay, you can't even register as a student. There's also in this makeup of the fees also is an anniversary, 75th anniversry celebration levy of the University of Ghana.
No, it's not been celebrated. I don't think
year-long celebration.
I think it's a year long, and then they are adding. So GTech actually even mentioned it. GTech mentioned it in the. Let me just drive this point clearly, so that what I am saying is that the various students organizations can undertake projects if they want, but those projects they should find other means of soliciting for funds and not impose fees on already struggling students
and their parents.
If the University of Ghana is saying that it is because of GRASAG and SRC dues that the fee had to go up all the way 25%, the University of Ghana themselves also need to check it. Because they will submit that to you and at council meeting or wherever meeting, it will be discussed and that will be passed on to students. So it is not fair. The University of Ghana will want to distance itself from the fees and say that it is because of GRASAG dues or GRASAG SRC levy.
Some of the levies is for payment of utilities, which has gone up, as they said.
But then that is the responsibility of the university.
But if your things are coming down, how can utilities go up?
Let me come to you. Hopefully by the end of the Mahama administration, to be free tertiary education throughout all year levels. And then
see, there's not a promise.
We are hopeful.
Well, it's good to be hopeful.
We are hopeful.
I am wondering whether this thing is not coming from the free, let's say the free tuition for the first year.
For the first years, and then the PW.
Yeah, so maybe the university felt that Charlie, there's a financial gap.
But the government is paying the fine. So government provides money. Government releases money. Yes,
all right.
They paid.
Not all.
Yes.
Not all.
They've paid.
So
Government has paid.
Not all.
Okay. So, but with the University of Ghana, I'm noticing the deafening silence of the authorities for me doesn't work. It's not working well. Now, when a certain communication came from them, it was rather the third parties, and the third parties are the GRASAG and then the SRC. I haven't heard the SRC speak, but if suddenly the money is going to the school authorities, and then they are the ones. Is that?
It doesn't go to the.
No, payments are made to the school authority. Yes, then a portion of it is paid to the SRC, a portion of it paid to GRASAG. That's what they do. But everything
there are
goes to the
instances
school.
where most of those monies are not assessed by the SRC.
In fact, what they do usually is that you present. So you present a budget to the school authority. If you're undertaking a particular project that's been budgeted for, you go for a meeting, pass a resolution, and then you present it, make a request, and the money is released.
There are instances. There are instances where they don't release the money.
Well, if management does not
they don't buy into it. By the time you notice, they tell you that there's no money. The management collects the money. It's not like, you are aware that this money, as soon as you pay, it moves from the authority into another. So I think that
we agitate. We're not even letting them keep our money.
The vice chancellor would have to address, because GTech wrote to them, in this particular instance. And then the Grassa guy, when I listened to him yesterday, talked about how they are mobilizing this money to build, yes. I mean, for how long would they continue to be, doing, it is not in their, whatever, it's not in their responsibility to build some of these things. So allow the university to deal with its accommodation issues. The same university, apparently the using of the roads.
It's told.
It's told. Now they are charging close to 1,500 or so. I'm told.
The card.
For a car.
Access card.
Yes, and that access, if you have 4 or 5 cars and then you drive through that, each one of them will have to
the
pay.
staff is also paying.
No, not for the staff.
But for
So I mean, University of Ghana is becoming more and more, money.
No, they are being creative.
IGF.
You went to University of Ghana.
Inflation is coming out, so I went outside. They are being
IGF.
creative.
Lucky him.
Yeah.
He's a foreign Greek.
Anyways, gentlemen, we'll have to leave it here, unfortunately. But thank you so much for your time, Larry. Thank you.
Larry said you took all that time and you're not giving us enough time.
Let's blame the day. Let's blame the day.
We've extended it.
How many minutes?
You've got some 10 more minutes in addition.
You're dancing.
Anyways, thank you very much. This is Breakfast Daily. This has been the News Review segment. The show continues after this.